Happy Halloween, guys. Welcome to NZ, and this is going to be a Season 2 review of Castlevania. Thank you for joining. My name is Brian.
Brown. For those who don't know, we are ENC. We follow everything that's pop culture and nerd. For those who haven't already, go ahead and subscribe us. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know when we post our next video. Just like Brian said, we are going to be doing a review of Castlevania Season 2. A little warning, this is going to have a lot of spoilers. For those who haven't watched it, just you are warned ahead of time. A little recap of Season 1 for those who haven't seen it. Again, spoiler alert on Season 1. Season 1 is basically the introduction of Dracula and how he unleashes his horror over the world over the death of his wife. It also brings in with the Belmonts, Sifa, which is a seeker, in other words, a witch or sorcerer, you want to call it that, and Alucard, which is Dracula's son. Basically, these trio gang up and they decide to go take on Dracula and stop all this madness going on over Wallachia. Fast forward a couple centuries in our time, and we go into Season 2.
Which is pretty much where Season 1 leaves off, with Trevor, Sifa, and now Alucard join forces to fight Dracula and take him down. So Trevor pretty much chimes in and be like, yo, the best way to find out how to take him down is going back to the old Belmont estate and going through the library of knowledge of everything that's like creatures of the dark, of generations of knowledge, and pretty much to find out pretty much to keep the castle from teleporting. And on the other side, they show the Dracula side, so his side of planning of the war on humanity, and they introduce his generals like, what was it?
Godbrand's one of his generals, and then you also have Calmira, which is another one of the generals. And they have a bunch of the generals.
All the generals are never introduced, they just do the sound the whole time. And them just bickering, his generals bickering around because he's acting weird, like he's not acting normal, he doesn't care about anything, and he's pretty much not the same Dracula.
Yeah, and then majority of the season is basically that them discussing as far as is Dracula still fit to run the vampire world. While they're over there bickering about their stuff, you know, the trio's over here at the Belmont estate, like Brian said, trying to find a way to get Dracula, to kill Dracula in a sense. You see a lot of epic fights between the trio themselves, also kind of arguing. Then you see them fighting the vampires and the horde. Dracula unleashes on them. You see one of the epic generals, which is Godbrand, which is a Viking. I personally think it's pretty cool how they have different aspects of the world in vampires. And the Viking going off and just slaughtering people, doing what vampires do. Then you also end up seeing the Forge Masters. Now the Forge Masters are basically two humans that Dracula trusts very much, because as they're humans, they hate their humanity. They don't like humans, and they don't like the whole concept of humans. They think that humans basically just like to take over the world and do whatever they want without caring about each other. So what the Forge Masters do, they're actually the ones who create Dracula's hordes. They take, you know, humans or animals where they can find it, and they make these demons, these monsters that can fly, hold weapons, or do whatever Dracula needs them to do.
There's some spellcasters too.
Oh yeah, there are some spellcasters. So, you know, just seeing humans being respected in that level by Dracula, it's pretty cool on its own self. Then, as far as the Forge Masters goes, obviously there is a few episodes where they have their own differences as far as how they see this war going along. From the fact that they already don't trust Dracula as far as the general, you do see how Carmelia starts to make a revolt within the actual generals as far as taking over Dracula. Yeah, like a mutiny, trying to overthrow Dracula. And in the press, as far as how she does that, she tries to get the Forge Masters to be on her side.
Well, at least one of them, which is Hector. She starts talking to him, you know, twisting his mind pretty much, and pretty much go against Dracula, which she achieves that goal pretty much.
Yeah, and then how he goes and actually betrays Dracula himself and goes with her, and that's more down the actual final parts of the episode before the big actual fight that we were all waiting to happen, which is the Alucard, Belmont, and Sifa fighting Dracula.
The vampire of all vampires, which was an epic fight. It was a back and forth fight. Trevor with the Morning Star Malice or Whip, to be more correct, and just you see the turmoil between the turmoil of Alucard going against his dad and knowing that this fight's gonna result of him killing his dad, and then you see on Dracula's side how he's pretty much mentally and like inside he's dead and he's fighting out of rage. Pretty much Alucard says it. Spoiler alert! It's the longest suicide now, which he was right. There's a scene where Dracula pushes Alucard and throws him more like to the room of his youth, his like childhood room, and you just see Dracula stop and realize what he's doing, and he just keeps on saying, "I'm killing our boy, I'm killing our boy."
Yeah, he finally realizes, what he's doing is probably not the right thing. He was so entrapped in his rage, losing his wife. So seeing that room from his son when he was a kid is like, yeah, they killed his wife, but then he realizes that his wife left him his biggest gift, which is his actual son. The good thing though is, obviously, spoiler alert one more time, Alucard does end up killing Dracula after the most intense battle you probably ever see.
And old fashioned style too.
Fashion with the stake.
The heart.
With the heart. The only way to kill a vampire. Once that goes down, everything just kind of dies down. From there we have Dracula obviously disappearing. We have the trio just hanging around the house. And then you see Carmelia hanging out with Hector. And Hector basically being betrayed by Carmelia. Now she is forcing him to become a forge master for her and to start her army.
Pretty much. And then Isaac is in the desert doing his own army thing because he's angry. And overall, at the very end, you see Alucard alone in the castle and just seeing memories of his father and his childhood and just breaking down crying, realizing he's finally accepted all the feelings, and that's where it ends. So one of our favorite parts, or for me, of the show was Alucard's big fight scene with his general / Carmela's forces. Him just pretty much just zooming through everything, turning into a white wolf and just destroying everybody. You can really see the power difference of Dracula's son and everyone's below him pretty much.
Yeah, all the
pure blood.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, as far as what I like the most is, I would still say is the Isaac, which is with Forge Master, versus Godbrand, which is the Viking Vampire. It wasn't really a long fight. It was a short, power move. What I like more is the fact that they let a human take out a vampire that easily. Like, I don't think he was fazed by it. He was like, okay, you're a vampire, I'm gonna kill you. We're done. We're not gonna let you, overthrow Dracula like that.
He was loyal.
He was loyal all the way to the end. I hope maybe down the road we do get that season 3, and we see more of Isaac, we see more of Hector, we see more of like the aftermath of what they're gonna do.
I mean,
if we do get it.
I think season 3 is completely possible. The way they left everyone's like dead ends pretty much.
Yeah.
Like for Trevor and Sifa, I can totally see like another sideshow, just them going on and taking on different monsters.
Yeah. I mean, the potential's there. Please make it happen. We love Castlevania, from like the video games up until what it is now. It's freaking dope. For those who haven't seen it, it's Halloween. I hope you got your bag of candy, the popcorn. Go ahead and sit down in front of that TV and watch it. I mean, it's only 8 episodes, about 25 minutes each. If you don't love it, you're not gonna hate it. Also, stay tuned. We do have our very first update video of the week dropping this Saturday. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we post our next video.
Thanks for watching the video. We're ENZ. My name's Brian.
Brown.
We're out.